Ever feel a little overwhelmed when you think about the future? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But what if we could turn all that uncertainty into an exciting, personal adventure? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. Today, we're building a journey map for your future, one that's going to turn that big question mark into a clear path forward. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. We're going to tackle this in 5 key steps. First, we'll put together the planning puzzle. Then we'll find your personal compass. After that, we'll chart your course, gather some tools for the journey, and finally, we'll look at the skills you're going to need for tomorrow.
All right, first up, the planning puzzle. You know that feeling, right? Kind of lost, not sure what's next. Our goal here is simple, to get you from that feeling of uncertainty and straight into action.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The future is, well, it's unpredictable. Planning for it can feel like you're trying to draw a map to a country that hasn't even been discovered yet. But here's the secret. It's not about predicting the future. It's about preparing for it.
And if you've ever felt that way, you are in great company. Just listen to Drew Carter from Rice University. He captures that trial and error feeling perfectly. The big takeaway here is that this is totally normal. It's not about getting it perfect on the first try. It's about staying curious and open to change.
So how do we navigate all this? We need a compass. And for this journey, your core values are your true north. They're that internal guide that's going to keep you pointed in the right direction no matter how much the world around you changes.
So what are values, really? Simply put, they're the core beliefs that steer your decisions. Think of them as the why behind every choice you make, from the classes you take to the career you end up loving. This list here is a great starting point. Just take a second and scan these words. Do any of them just jump out at you? Maybe it's creativity, or stability, or maybe adventure. Go ahead, pick 3 to 5 that really feel like you. This, right here, is the first step to building your own personal compass. Okay, compass in hand, now what? Well, it's time to actually start drawing the map. This is where we go from the big why of our values to the what and the how of our goals.
And the key here is to understand that there are 2 kinds of goals. You've got your long-term goals, that's the big destination, like graduating, but you don't get there in one huge leap, right? That's where short-term goals come in. They're the individual steps, the little wins along the way that actually get you to the top.
Let's look at how this works in the real world. Sunil Shah wanted to graduate in 4 years. That was his long-term goal. But look how he broke it down into concrete semester-by-semester steps, passing certain classes, applying to study abroad, landing that internship. Each one of those is a short-term goal that builds momentum toward that final destination.
A map and compass are absolutely essential. But hey, every great explorer needs the right tools in their pack. So in this section, we're going to talk about the resources and experiences you can use to turn your plan into a reality.
You know, one of your most valuable tools is probably someone you already know, your academic advisor. And they do so much more than just help you pick classes. They're like professional guides who can help you set goals, figure out requirements, and connect you to all sorts of other campus resources. They're there to help you succeed. And beyond, there are some really practical things you should be doing right now. It kind of breaks down into 3 stages. First, explore. Join clubs, see what's out there. Second, get some experience. Talk to professors, find an internship. And finally, document it all. Start that resume, build a LinkedIn profile. Get your story down.
Okay, let's shift gears and look ahead for a minute. The world of work is changing, and it's changing fast. So having a plan is great, but that plan needs to include building the skills that are actually going to be in demand when you graduate.
So how do we know which skills to focus on? Well, we don't have to guess. We can actually turn to the data. The World Economic Forum gives us a really powerful sneak peek into the skills that employers are saying will be absolutely critical in the very near future.
So let's start with a baseline from 2025. The top skills here are probably what you'd expect. Things like analytical thinking, for sure, but also really crucial personal skills like resilience and flexibility. You can think of these as the foundation.
But this is where the story gets really interesting. The green bars show which skills are growing the fastest. And would you look at the top? A massive 88% of companies see a growing need for skills in AI and big data. The message here is crystal clear. The future is seriously tech-driven.
This final chart brings it all together, projecting out to 2030. Just focus on that top right quadrant for a second. These are the skills that are both essential and still growing fast. Analytical thinking is still there, it's a must-have, but look what's joining it right at the top, technological literacy, and AI. This is exactly why planning your skills is just as important as planning your courses.
So it's really important to remember, this journey map, it isn't something you make once and then shove in a drawer. Nope, it's a living document. It's an ongoing process of checking your compass, maybe adjusting your course a little, and always learning as you go.
And as we wrap up here, I want to leave you with one final, really powerful idea to think about. It's a question that ties everything we've talked about, your values, your goals, your actions, all together. This is the ultimate gut check. Are the choices you're making right now, today, this week, actually aligned with the person you hope to become? That question, that's the real heart of your journey map. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.